episode, so I just changed it, fixed it up. Now we're live again. I gotta find it and change.
Not yet.
There we are.
There you go.
No, that still says 38.
Fix it later.
Yeah, I can fix it later. There it is, 39. All right. We are live now, apparently. It still says 38. Yeah, we're live. I can hear me. How's everybody doing? Thank you for not joining us. I don't know. This is not a very well planned episode. How's everybody? Let me. I gotta change the chats here so we can see all the chats at the same time. So that's the Facebook chat, and this is gonna be the Twitch and YouTube, so that you kind of know sort of what's going on here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure out if should I just start it up and put the intro and start recording.
Do you use headphones?
I do not. You want them?
No, like I'm just saying. Like,
no, we're gonna hear each other. It's a small room. I should probably tell them to turn that shit down. Okay. Yeah. That surround system is a bit loud. I just installed it. I'm pretty proud of it.
I'm a little upset that I'm gonna miss that sound.
It sounds good. I mean, you'll be here for the. Like, it's not. I'm not gonna throw it away next week. It's fine. You'll be here again, and yeah. Next time you come over for a party, you'll hear that fucking. That microphone sounds fucking glorious in that system. That actually has 2 inputs for microphones in the front of the stereo, so it's pretty good. We're good. Thank you. But yeah, so we are live. So on the actual video, they're gonna see the Facebook chat here, and this is that one, transparency.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see the chat just kind of pop on top of my face there. So we're doing pretty good here. We got 4 people watching already. God damn. All right. Oh, hi, Justine. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pouring me a shot of tequila for no reason. Yeah, thank you so much. You're so sweet. We are live, but this is not the show yet. So we'll get started. We're just kind of getting warmed up here. This is Jim here. He's one of my ex-employees from back in the Whataburger days. Back when we used to make burgers for a living. Can you believe we used to do that?
Yes.
It's weird, right?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. What do you do now? Do you still work?
I work for a intellectual property law firm. I know it sounds so fancy, but really what I do is... Are you making good money now?
Nah. Shit.
You gotta climb that ladder, you know?
Oh, I see.
You know? So it's
that sucks. Do you ever make it past regular cook at Whataburger?
Yeah, actually. Were you there? When did you leave?
2013, I think, is when I got fired.
Gosh.
Well, I got fired. I got fired because I didn't want to work Sundays.
Hey.
I should have said I was religious, and I might have had a lawsuit in my hands.
I mean,
if I had because I actually didn't want to work Sundays, I had him. Oh, there he is.
Hey, holy cow!
Hey, let's touch weight. Yeah, I had a magic show. Congrats. Did you know you guys went to high school together?
No.
Dude, I think
he doesn't remember high school.
I remember high school.
Oh well, I remember you.
No, he has an actual B12 deficiency that actually caused him to forget a fuck little life. Yes. Like a lot of his years are gone.
Yeah, it was intense.
That could either be good or bad.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
Good fucking point.
Touche.
He wins that argument.
Touche.
I'm assuming you didn't have time to bring Jade?
No, Jade's here.
Oh, cool. Justine wanted to be in the room, too. You guys, we haven't started yet. You want to bring Jade, too?
Oh, you guys haven't started yet.
No, this is, I mean, we're live, but we're not, the show has not started.
Right okay, cool, cool.
We're just kind of chilling here.
Just chilling. You might want to turn the camera just slightly.
Yeah, it seems a little off again.
Wait, give me a second.
Yeah, I'll point it over here.
Yeah, so use the little stick.
Yeah. You want to... oh, I see.
That's the only problem.
You're too far on that side, so let's move the whole thing this way. Teamwork. Yeah. Immigrants, we get the job done.
Yeah, wait.
You're not an immigrant, right? You're born here?
I was born here.
No, I'm talking to him.
Actually, that's not true. I was born in Hawaii.
Were you really? I forgot about this.
I'm Hawaiian, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And he has Mexican family, actually.
Even cooler.
Yep, got some.
Well, debatable.
Is that good? Does it matter that we can see the wall a little bit?
No, it's fine.
Not a big deal, right?
That's good.
Most of our listeners are on just audio.
Yeah, a lot of our
400 people a week or something listen to the show, but like 20 people watch it. Actually, we got 9 viewers right fucking now.
Ooh, 9 viewers!
What is happening? Hi, Sassy. Nice to see you. That's actually the girl I was talking shit about just now.
You're so mean.
No, I'm not. I wasn't talking shit. But no, I was talking about. I talked
Talking
to an old
mad
friend
shit.
that I went
Oh,
to
right,
prom
right.
with, and I had 2 girlfriends at the time, and made me break up with both of them.
Oh, that's one of them.
And then shave my head.
Oh.
I had long hair back in high school.
Honestly, I think you look good. I think you look good with kind of like the shaved head with the.
You can go fuck yourself. He's not gonna talk me into doing it again. That's never gonna happen.
Wait, no. I mean, like the way you look now. I think you look.
Oh, you mean the undercut that I got going
with the
on.
undercut.
Gotcha.
With
Yeah,
the, with
yeah,
the
yeah.
no, don't cut your long hair. Fuck that shit.
I mean, you did, asshole. You had a big ass ponytail. I don't know what
I
the
know.
fuck you were thinking.
It's called I have to work for a living.
So do I.
So what do you do for work?
Stuff.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
All right, that's cool.
I'll tell you.
Anyway, how's
after
your
the
sex
podcast.
life?
Huh?
Anyway, Mark, how's your sex life?
Hey, so just I asked before the show.
Okay.
He's not comfortable talking about his sex life.
He's not comfortable.
So whatever
I am
you
not.
want to jump into when we talk about it, you're welcome to join in. But he's here to talk about religion.
Okay, he's here to talk about religion.
is
not
another-
sex. I do have one topic that is sexual today.
Only one.
So only one.
That's
So
fine.
you can just bow out of that one. It's going to be a little intense.
All right,
Okay, all right.
so let's get ready for the show here. Let's get started. We're gonna start recording now, and intro
Don't look
time.
that weird.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
But it's not my place to judge why people like a weird thing. I never do that.
Treachery to intellectual integrity.
Drooling, blithering idiots.
Absolute moral chaos.
What the is wrong with you? What the What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
Life is chaos. Nothing. Life is sacred.
Welcome everybody. This
Hey
is
there, everyone.
Oh, yeah, sure. Interrupt my fucking intro. Fuck all of you. Fuck the whole lot of you. That's how Ozzy
Eat
says
shit.
it. Eat shit. Welcome everybody. This is the freaking Deviant. My name is Spider,
And I'm Alexander.
and this one is
Jim.
Jim Velasquez.
Velasquez.
Yeah, you have to say it
Not
in
Quest.
Mexican.
Not Quest, please.
Velasquez.
I hate that
Could
so
you
much.
you said Jim Velasquez?
Velasquez.
No, Velasquez.
Okay. You got it.
Oh, he's the whitest dude. You're like he's gonna say everything
The
wrong.
best part is I can pronounce it correctly.
Oh, yeah, I know
Spider
you
has
can.
seen me pronounce everything correctly.
Absolutely. It's just
I'm just an asshole.
you're a troll.
Yes.
You're by definition a troll.
I try my best.
You try your best. Well, oh yeah, forget one more step. And this is the Freak and the Deviant episode -39.
Already.
-39. She was actually mentioning how we're actually very close to the year. We started in March.
Yeah, we're really close.
We're almost done to the
We're
first
almost
fucking
done
year of
to
this
the
podcast.
year.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. This is the Freak and the Deviant, the podcast about anything freak and deviant behavior, anything that makes you feel comfortable, anything that people might label you a freak for. That's exactly what we like to talk about. So,
Oh man, we have some golden ones today. I have some good ones.
I'm very excited. I've been trying to get Jim into the show for a very long time. He's an old friend of mine. At some point, somewhere in 2012 or so, we ran a Whataburger alone. Like the three of us.
Yeah, it was a thing.
You were on drive-thru.
I was.
Yeah, he was on
I
drive-thru.
was on drive-thru.
He was making burgers, and I was
look.
the manager
I
in
look
charge.
way different than I did back
Oh,
then. You know
you
what?
look like a
you know, when I'm
pedophile
like,
with the pedo stash.
Yeah, with the big
And
pedo
the
stash, and I was
ponytail.
like 350 pounds.
Yeah,
and
we
with
should
the
have a
ponytail
fucking
and-
selfie from those days. That would have been amazing to put on the fucking corner of the
Oh
show.
wow.
Just a selfie of the three of us up there.
Yeah, I look way different.
I want to hear about your weight loss.
Okay, yeah.
We can talk about
we can
that
talk
too,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do it now.
He found Jesus.
I beat him up, took his lunch money.
Good intro.
Turns out, really good. I wasn't able to chase him across the water though. That was a little
That cheating bastard doesn't know how to
cheating
play
bastard.
fair. Oh, what a dick.
Turns
good
out,
one.
baseball bat with nail in it, really effective.
Oh! Did you ever see Eddie Griffin's bit about how Jesus would, like, as a kid, would walk on his water?
Oh no!
So he wouldn't take it like now. You gotta take a bath, and he would walk on the water. So he wouldn't get wet.
okay.
That's why they invented the shower, just so they can get him wet. That was just a dumb fucking.
was a dumb
Anyway,
joke.
I need to, just because this actually brings memories to my head, I need to take a drink to Bracha.
Oh.
That old fuck. I miss the dude so fucking much. That dude, like, I'm an atheist because of conversations with him. By the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how that started. You go.
To Bradshaw.
I just fucking spilled tequila. That is a fucking sin.
Bradshaw.
That's okay. I forgive you.
God damn it to hell. That's the way he said it. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
I got video footage where you go, God damn it to
I
hell.
love that guy. He was cool.
He became religious on the last bit of his life. Because he was afraid of hell. Which, by the way, that's not really religious. When you just kind of put your foot on base, like, just in case, I don't want to go to hell.
There's some pretty...
People do that for their families.
Oh,
They
yeah.
try to pretend,
it's a real thing.
So first subject that we need to get to.
It's called Pascal's
back
Wager,
in
by the way.
2012 when we used to work together, most of the night was me and him debating religion because you are...
Latter-day Saint.
Latter-day Saint, is that what they call it?
Yeah, like...
For the layman people out there, Mormon.
That, too. Yeah.
For the longest... To this day, I'm pretty sure I still refer to you as the Mormon because you're the only Mormon I know.
Right.
You are not the only Mormon I know.
You know another one?
Oh, I know lots.
Let's bring them to the
So
show.
do I.
Are they? Oh yeah, I would hope so. But how devout are they? Like, because I need to. Because when I talk to him, it's not what I heard Mormons were. He has his own version.
I
Like
know.
you have an own little.
Nope.
Because like the first thing, you don't believe in the magic underwear, none of that shit.
Yes, I do.
I'm pretty sure you told me you didn't.
Real lad.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
You don't believe in polygamy.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's that. You said that was old school. Like that,
That
even
is
for
old
Mormons,
school.
that's old school. That's not a thing anymore.
Yes, it's
Can
not.
you talk a little bit more into the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is not.
You have a very low voice.
It's not.
Don't hand your face to the.
Oh,
you
sorry.
gotta remember. Yeah.
People are watching.
Yeah. People give a shit what you look like.
All 13 people
I know another Mormon.
or so.
That's misspelled. I do? Who do I know that's Mormon? You're gonna text me? Just say it out loud, it's fine.
High school.
Oh, there was a Mormon in high
We all called him
school!
Bobby Hill because he learned.
I know. Oh, he
Bobby
talked
Hill.
shit about me. I remember. He told me to my face that he should punch me for not believing in marriage.
Oh, he still talks shit.
Because I don't believe in marriage. I never have.
Well, that's not very Christ-like.
Is that Mormon-like? Do Mormons
No.
have a problem with someone who doesn't believe in marriage?
No.
Honestly,
He was just an idiot.
yeah, the Mormons that I know are all pretty. They're pretty.
They're nice
outstanding
people.
They're
I
nice
always
people.
thought this guy changed my mind because I remember watching shit about Mormons and I'm like, oh, those guys are fucking crazy.
So, like, from
Because
what
that,
I know,
that religion is weird. But
what I know, like, Mormons generally are pretty cool. The only time it starts getting weird is when you're dealing with missions, like the deep missions.
which, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you go to like Puerto Rico or
Costa
something?
Rica, actually.
Costa Rica, yeah.
Costa Rica.
And what were you doing?
yeah.
What was the part of the?
So the whole mission is to share our beliefs, what we call the gospel. And if you don't want to join, that's okay.
Yeah, they're like Canadians, right? Like
what?
They're like Canadians.
Oh, can
They're just nice people. Oh, you don't like my shit, eh? Okay, that's fine.
All right, cool. See you
That's
later.
fine with me. Have a blessed day, I guess. I remember having people come into my door back in the day, in Mexico, and they were knocking on the door and try to. I never knew what religion they were, but then I learned later on that there's only two people.
There's really
Jehovah's
only two.
Witnesses.
Jehovah's
Yeah, Jehovah's
Witnesses,
Witnesses and Mormons that
which
will
by the
go
way,
knock on your door.
a lot of people mix up Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. Like,
True.
it's like a big thing. Just so you know, Jehovah's Witnesses are the more crazier of the two.
What do they believe? I have no fucking idea what that religion
Dude,
is.
I don't like Mormons believe some weird stuff, but like Jehovah's Witnesses are like deep end. Like, whoa, it's time to back up. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, it can get a little weird.
I know. The more. That's a good point. Fuck, I forgot how to do this.
Yeah, there we go.
That's cool.
We just learned something. We say that every now and then.
More you know.
And somebody posted it on the chat, so I just had to kind of go with it. But yeah, so okay, so here's the big question that has to be asked.
All right.
Do you still consider yourself a Mormon?
Again, no.
No.
Wait.
No, it's fine.
Only because we rather be called Latter-day Saints.
Okay,
or-
so you still consider yourself part of that religion, though?
Yes, part of the religion, yes.
Is there any part of that religion that you don't consider to be correct?
Not that I know of. Like, I don't know
Really?
everything, right?
But there are some things you hear and you go like, well, that doesn't sound about right.
Uh,
Because I know that. So the reason most people like us became atheists is by reading the actual Bible.
right.
If you read the whole thing, there's so many questions.
I've not read the Old Testament. That's
You
probably
never have? Okay.
I've not read bits and
It's
bits
kind
and
of a
pieces.
it's kind of a big deal when you actually read it without thinking everything's perfect and it was written by God. You know what I mean? If you read it just as a human being, and you get to, I think Exodus 21st is the first one. Fuck me up.
Exodus, yeah, that's pretty
Exodus
bad.
21 gives you the rules of how to own slaves.
Oh, awesome.
And I was like, what?
It's abolished
what
now.
kind of God will give you those directions? It says you can beat them up as long as they don't die within 1 or 2 days.
So
That's
holy
one.
cow.
Yeah, Exodus 21, 1 to
I
21.
need to read that.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Why is this in the Bible? And you know what? The biggest one for me, there's nothing in the Bible that says you shouldn't rape. In fact, there's parts in the Bible that said you should. What I think in a war, right?
Yeah,
you
war,
take the women for yourselves, which implies you're supposed to rape them,
Right,
which is fucking weird. Because why would you keep the virgins to yourself?
God says it's okay, so I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
No, but that's the question with someone who reads it objectively without thinking it's
Right.
correct. You go, why would God say that? Because if you have an image of God, you go, God is this good person that takes care of you, loves you and all that, loves everybody, right?
But you should probably rape them.
Yeah. Why would a God say shit like that?
Yeah.
You go, well, either that book is wrong or that dude is wrong.
Dude, funny you mentioned that because in my religion we believe the Bible to be the word of God up until it's translated correctly.
So what language do you read it in?
We believe that the Bible is actually not complete and or completely correctly translated.
That's actually fascinating.
Yeah.
Because depending on the translation, I'd be willing to believe in a God that's a fucking asshole. Just based on reality, I guess.
Oh, the capricious God.
Like, doesn't it make sense though? Like if somebody would to present to me with a religion where a God is a piece of shit and is like, yeah, no, I don't like you, so fuck you, and here's a bad job, and here's a cheating wife, and here's a kid that hates you, and you know what I mean, and here's a car accident and cancer. Just there are people that live that reality, and how can they possibly think there's a God taking care of them when so much shit goes wrong in the world? Here's Trump. Sorry, no politics. We talked
about politics last week.
On the last episode. Let's not
Our last
bring
episode,
that shit
not
back
last
up.
week.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it wasn't last week, the last episode, but still, the last episode we definitely talked about religion. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I am tipsy.
Already. Nice.
No, I've been drinking before you
Yeah.
showed up. You
Oh,
were
that's
late.
What do you mean late? I just got out of work. I went from work to home to here. Like I did not stop past go.
So you were telling me she was at work with you?
No, I said from work to home to here.
Oh, you went home to... She was at your place?
Yeah.
You live with them? You just chill there? I have so many questions for some other time. But no, so this is the biggest question, because this is how I became an atheist. I was told this is what you're supposed to believe. And then I started just by myself reading the shit. And I was like, oh, that doesn't
Have you?
sound
So
right.
I've read the Book of Mormon.
Okay.
I've read the Book of Mormon.
Does it seem right?
Start to finish, 100%.
Oh, he's definitely he looks at shit up. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no,
he's the part that's educational about this show.
So like the first
I don't
thing,
look shit up.
So
I might Google it, but I don't read.
I read. So in the preface to the Book of Mormon, right, it talks about the life of the various prophets that go on, right? Joseph Smith, as well as the other two. I can't remember their names. Who are the other two guys?
I have no idea.
Okay. But it does talk about the fact that he, before becoming one of the leaders for the Church of Latter-day Saints, he was a con artist. Right? It says that in the preface.
Wasn't he a fiction writer or something like that?
Well, what he would do is he would go and he would find buried treasure.
Oh,
and
fuck
he
me.
would incorrectly dictate where the treasure
Have
was.
you Googled Joseph Smith just to know what information is outside of the
Probably
Bible?
did a long time ago, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
but
do know what you're talking about.
it talks about it. It talks about it, right? I just want to know.
Do me a favor, go up there and grab an apple and put it right there. You know what I'm going to bring up. It's going to be interesting.
I just want to know, like, so he started there, right? And a lot of Mormons are like, well, you know, he God found him and then turned him into a prophet, right?
Right.
Why is that necessarily true? Why isn't the Mormon Church another con?
Okay.
Very similar to like Scientology,
So
where
it's kind of like when you hear someone lie a lot and then they say something true, why would you believe even if it is true? Right? Like, what would you accept
what,
when you heard them lie so much?
The chances of it being false are just as well as them being true at this point. He's done cons. This could be a truth, but it could also be a lie. wouldn't you?
So when the
maintain
liar
your
when the liar
skepticism?
tells the truth,
It's a lie.
it's kind of
Well,
hard to
well,
it's
what
always
you
kind of
do-
hard to believe someone who lied before.
I wouldn't immediately assume it was a lie. Instead, what I would say is I would say, well, I need a little bit more proof here.
I got some questions. Yes.
I have some questions. I need some questions answering, which is kind of my problem with the first part of the Book of Mormon when it was the preface talking about
So the
Joseph
actual
Smith
Book
and
of
the rest of
Mormon
them.
explains that the dude is not necessarily trustworthy.
Not the actual Book of Mormon. This is the preface. This is before the Book of Mormon. So this is talking about we haven't touched the Book of Mormon yet.
Gotcha.
That is actually not in the Book of Mormon.
No, that's what I said.
What's the preface? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
So
what preface?
it's basically certain books of Mormon have in the very beginning that they talk about the lives of the various prophets and things about what they did before and after as like
Can
a
I ask
history.
where you found this?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Well, obviously, I would, you probably wouldn't believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, no, it's
I'd love to read that.
it's there's a very large. I'll have to get it for you. I have it. But it's a.
Is it kind of like the Dead Sea Scrolls that are like the missing part of the Bible kind of thing?
No. It's not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's nothing like that. No, it's actually part of it. It's it has the Book of Mormon, and then it has like this thick pamphlet in the beginning, and it's like partitioned off with like a really nice.
Is that like a?
It's like a bigger version of the Book
you go
of
to
Mormon
like a
that goes
hotel
into
and that
it.
was in there.
What?
You go like a hotel and it was like a pamphlet in between.
Yeah, it was like a
Somebody
pamphlet.
just threw something like just in case you think this is real. Let me put something in it.
But it also has like
did you-
references to like the Book of Noah and things like that.
I do
in
have a
it.
question. Do you know anything about them putting the Book of Mormon in like a hotel room?
I think they do that in Utah.
I had a feeling
I think so.
because
Utah.
Because we've been to hotels before, and it's always a fucking Bible, and the hotel has this is not their thing.
Yeah.
The hotel will say, no, we didn't put that there. So there's a group that goes to every room and puts a fucking Bible in each room, and I find that fascinating because it's such a weird. For one, it costs money. They're just giving away a book that takes money to print,
I'm pretty sure they don't
and
give it
most
away.
people ignore it.
Pretty sure just leave it there.
Okay. Now here's a question.
Do not take it.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah?
If I grab a Book of Mormon and start ripping pages and throwing them, would that offend you?
That yeah. I think
Would it
so.
really?
I mean, it's
Interesting.
like it's just pages. But
How about a Bible?
what contains
Is it different?
in it? No.
Really, the Bible wouldn't bother you, but the Book of Mormon would.
No. They're not different. You know.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, the Bible's not complete and translated correctly, but I still believe it to be the Word of God.
So how do you know it's correct if you haven't read the correct? What's the correct language? Do you know?
Freaking no, man. I wasn't born over there like 2,000 years ago.
That sounds like a perfect reason to not believe something, though.
Is it though? Like
Yeah.
just because I wasn't there doesn't
I
mean it
believe
didn't
in
happen.
Apollonius.
Oh no, I
You know?
yeah.
I believe in
that's a good-
Apollonius.
What
That's
is
a
that?
good reason to believe.
He's like Jesus, literally the same exact story, except he can also phase through walls.
That's cool.
and that's a superpower that you
That's
really
a superpower. No, he's like
so
he
level up.
had 12 disciples. He was able to
But
split
you just
food. He
said
was able to do
something
all this stuff.
brilliant, which is if the fact that I wasn't there doesn't mean I wasn't there. Yes, that's how we believe in dinosaurs and Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
JFK.
Yeah.
You know, there's writings of people before we knew that we never met them. We weren't there, but we know the dude got shot in the head, right? Just it's fair to say that JFK got shot in the head, right?
Right.
Oh wait, we have video footage of that.
Oh, JFK? Yeah, definitely.
Shit, but Lincoln got shot in the head, and we don't have footage of that, and
No.
we still believe that.
Well, okay, so I've done some decent research, right? I really do think that Jesus did exist, right?
Really?
Yeah, no,
There was a
completely.
dude in the Middle
Historically,
East
yeah.
named Jesus.
No, his
Yeshua.
name was Yeshua.
Oh, so they translated that shit in
yeah,
Spanish.
no, yeah. They
Even
changed-
in America, we use the Spanish version.
No, actually, we use the Latin, ecclesiastical Latin version.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a Latin name.
Yeah.
God.
Which, by the way, Spanish kind of comes from.
I just got a comment on the chat. Said there are approximately 15 different versions of the Bible. None of them are accurate. First of all, there's more because
man.
every language has one.
True.
That George
Most
Carlin
of
once
them,
asked
yeah.
that about when you swear on the Bible in court. That was the last George Carlin.
yeah.
This call is bad for you. I'll show you this later. There's a comedian we both admire. He was in the intro.
Okay.
George Carlin is a famous comedian, and he questioned religion adamantly. In one of his last shows before he died, 2007 or so, he asked the question, why does it matter when you swear on court, you put your hand on the Bible, and you have to do this deal?
Yeah,
And he's like,
nowadays
what
I
does
don't
that
get it.
matter? What if you're not from that religion? What if that Bible is missing a few pages because it's old? What if that Bible is in Braille and you're not blind? What if that Bible is Chinese? And what if they put it upside down by accident? What if they hand you an upside down, backwards Chinese Braille Bible with half the pages missing? Does that count? Can you swear on that and still be?
According to the Vatican, yes.
We're
gonna go with holy water rules. So long as that there is exactly half, it blesses the entire Bible.
Okay, first things first. We can all agree. Fuck the Vatican.
Fair enough.
Is that good to say?
You want to fuck the Vatican?
No. Wait. That's not what I meant.
I'd rather not.
Jesus. Anyway, how's your sex life?
I will respect their views.
Do you really?
I don't.
I do not respect anything they believe in.
I'm not gonna practice them, but I'm gonna respect.
Good for
whatever.
you. Kids are illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
But no. I mean, you follow the like.
We'll get into it. We'll get into the whole kids are illegal thing. I got pages of the Mormon faith here.
Wait, no. What does Mormon have? Is there Mormon stuff about kids? Oh, come on. Are you serious?
I'm sure there is.
Oh yes.
The reason why is because
that's not okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was too nice. I don't know.
Nope. It is totally a thing.
Is this the 1800s though? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the recent stuff. The
Are you
recent
fucking
ones.
serious? Recent?
Fairly recent, yeah. Not near. It doesn't go back nearly as far as like the Catholic Church does, but it isn't like that old.
Hey man, I was Catholic and I wasn't molested. I'm a little offended. Like, am I not as good looking as all the other kids?
I guess you weren't.
I was Southern Baptist and we had a great time.
Yeah. Hey, you fucked on a church, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
He's actually had sex in his church.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
Which I really hope your parents one day watch this podcast. Because
they wouldn't care.
There are things. Oh, that's not the.
No, they wouldn't care about the sex in the church. They would not care about that.
So the trend of this show, by the way, since we started, we have 39 episodes in.
Yeah, 39 episodes.
His parents have never seen it. They don't know he's an atheist,
no
bisexual.
Way.
Yeah, don't know about the bisexual.
And into kinky sex.
Really kinky stuff.
He almost died being beaten up.
Oh my gosh, are you okay, man?
I
guess you are.
We had a whole episode.
No, I'm not okay. But then we'll get into it.
You gotta remember what number episode that is.
So
if you want to give somebody the whole story. We told the whole story. He
Holy
was.
cow.
Yeah, like lashes.
Intense.
Yeah,
intense, man.
It was a 2 hour. It was a 2 hour beat session. A little bit over 2 hours of getting beaten.
Yeah, and then he goes to the hospital almost having a heart attack because he was overweight.
Oh, yeah,
this is how he started losing weight. And he was on the hospital, and if I'm not mistaken, you told your dad you fell up the stairs.
I fell down some stairs. It works. It actually works.
It doesn't.
And no, it doesn't.
He knows it's not true.
No, because my back, first of all, my back completely purple and like yellow, and I have like purple and yellow bruises all over me from head to toe.
Goodness
and
gracious.
It looks like I got hit by a train. And my dad's just like giving me this look like, are you serious?
Really?
Really? So this is one of those things that you and me can probably be on the same page. He's way too much into violent. I don't know what you know what kinky is. You've heard of that term.
Yeah.
So there are people that like very aggressive sex.
Right, yes.
She likes to get cut open and stuff.
Oh God.
Yeah. I refuse to do it. That's not the point.
I mean, unless you're into getting cut open.
Well, I have this weird, and again, I grew up with this respect of women. That's something I just grew up with.
Right.
I can tell you that I can trace that shit back. I have 12. My grandma had 12 kids, right? So it's my mom, 4 uncles, 7 aunts, right? Out of those, all the females are career women that went to college, got their shit together. All 4 uncles went to jail. So you can see how my childhood is. Women know what they're doing. Men are fucking imbeciles. That's just my perspective because I grew up with that family. Right? To this day, I'm like, oh God, I don't respect any of my uncles, but all my aunts, they know what they're doing. They own businesses. They run businesses. They have careers. They all make money. 2 of them moved to the United States. Plus my mom, 3 of them. Out of the 12 kids. The dog's trying to get in here. That's weird. Thank you. But so I have this weird respect for women, so I refuse to hurt a woman, and that's you probably have a similar perspective.
Yeah.
You would never hurt someone, even if a girl told you, "Please beat me up and cut me up."
Yeah, no, I
you wouldn't, right?
No.
When, where, and how hard?
See, he's a different person.
How do you get away with that?
What do you mean? How do I get away with it?
Permission, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, I asked permission. It's not like I just sit there and just.
Yeah, you don't just do it without.
I don't just walk up and be like, you look like you could use a punch, and then just,
just stick them.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Sacándole el demonios a chingadazos, because that's how you.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, no, I ask like when you said. What if someone said, "Can you please beat me up?" Other people would hesitate, but at that point, For me,
You just go for it.
For me,
It's not
if
just
it's something
go for
they
it. There's
want,
a conversation
like,
that has to
yeah,
happen before that
okay.
ever gets
Yeah,
agreed.
there's all sorts of
Hi,
things. that go into
Savannah.
that.
Nice to see you. We got
But
someone joining.
but when it comes to like hitting people and all this other stuff, it's hard to explain.
You know what consent is. You've heard of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So there is such thing as consent for violent or aggressive things.
Okay, yeah.
So if they give you consent
kind of
to...
like dominatrix. And all
Yes!
that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Now
okay.
you've
Now
heard
you're
a
getting
correct
there.
word.
Yes.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
For
Fair
sure.
enough.
But dominatrix is someone who gets paid to
Right.
control someone sexually.
Why don't you do that?
I have actually met...
What? You're assuming I don't?
Oh, my bad. Wow, that's some
That
good
was
money.
a quote, by the way, that I wrote from the last podcast, where you said, I need to... I have it written down at work in a file, because we talked about making this shirt. Because you said something like, I am obtainer of goods for the insertion of anal stuff.
Yeah, this is like a long thing.
He said it in the most polite terms,
That's
but he
awesome.
meant he gets paid to stick shit up his ass. That's what you meant.
Yeah,
And,
basically.
and it was very eloquently put that I need that on a fucking shirt. I need to come up with a graphic that is not too offensive to put on a shirt. But
yeah, we
Wait,
need to
how
figure
did
that
how
out.
did that go? What was it?
Can you remember it?
No, I don't remember.
He didn't remember by the end of that show, but I'll send it to you. I'm pretty sure I have it. And I texted it to you recently. And you were like, what are you talking about? Like, that's what you said on the podcast.
I don't remember.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Because it was a recent conversation between us. And then there's the pictures that you... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, these two guys went to high school
Did you
together.
see those?
Which is weird.
Yeah, I did see that picture. Yeah,
I was like,
it was-
he looks familiar.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, I remember you were like had a crystal ball and you were like,
Yeah, no, I still contact
Okay,
them.
here's what you said
Yeah,
on the
I
last podcast. I do not admit to such things on podcasts. However, I am an acquirer of many goods for rectal insertions.
wow.
Yeah.
That was so eloquently put. I need that shit on a shirt with the freaking Deviant logo on the bottom. Because some of the stuff that we say in this fucking show, pine cones and pencils, I don't...
Yeah, sure, I'm down for pine cones.
God damn.
Wow.
Some of the stuff that gets said on this podcast belongs in t-shirts, and I really gotta get around it because I have a t-shirt store, and I can
No
easily,
way.
it's on it's on SpiderMagic.com.
I
You
gotta
press
look that up,
t-shirts.
yeah.
There's shirts for sale from my invention, just usually shit like this. But I do have like 2 shirts from the podcast with the logo, and then another one that says. I don't want to say it because we're gonna have to cut the podcast there.
Yeah.
But it's the phrase from the podcast that is on the intro. Is I can say it. It's fine. I'm just being an idiot.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was though.
Life is chaos and nothing
life is chaos. Nothing is sacred. Life is chaos.
Not like we say it every single week.
Yeah, we say it every week, and I keep forgetting. Life is chaos is something I came up with. Nothing is sacred is something he came up with.
Okay.
And it's a combination of our thoughts that I believe explains what this podcast is about.
Nothing is sacred.
Nothing is sacred. So this is why when we're talking shit about your religion, it's totally because we don't have rules about.
That is okay.
Yeah.
You know, you're
But
allowed
you did say something that intrigued me at the beginning, which was I'm working on it. What does that mean?
Oh
to you?
yeah, disclaimer, I'm working on it.
What are you working on exactly?
So,
You have questions about your religion?
not right now.
Okay.
I am reading the history, which is how I know about the gold digging.
Yeah.
Gold digging. That's a good way of
Well, I
putting
mean,
it.
here's the thing: is it was a very
It's a little-
lucrative.
Yeah,
very
it's-
lucrative.
So, I don't think it was a scam, but I know what you're talking about. 'Cause
Well,
I
yeah.
just recently read it.
So even if it wasn't a scam, it's a little fishy, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
The thing is
Okay.
that
I
well,
agree
it
with that,
wasn't technically a scam. It was because they believed in fairies.
Hey,
I did
fairies
not read
exist.
that. I did not read that.
The only reason why it's not. I mean,
And they don't mean the same thing, but there is such thing as fairies, and apparently there's vampires.
yeah, there's also a thing
let's
called.
let's not talk about
There's
politics.
also a thing called a flaming teapot, and I don't think we mean the same thing. We're talking about no teapot around
This
the
is an interesting
sun.
one. Do you know what a teapot atheist is?
I do not.
Teapot atheist. Ah.
Please do explain.
I do not.
Bernard
No,
Russell.
you already started.
Yeah,
Go for it.
please.
Bernard Russell, who is on our intro, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
if you paid attention to the intro, there's an older guy that says, treachery to intellectual integrity. I fucking love that phrase. That particular explanation, he was talking about how if you believe something because you think it's useful and not because it's true, you're committing treachery to your own intellectual integrity. basically lying to yourself is the correct language that we would understand.
Us layman people.
He once came up with the idea that if I told you there's a teapot gravitating around Mars, would you believe me? Most people will say no.
Right.
What if I tell you it's invisible?
I still say no.
Can you prove it's not there?
Not really.
So
Actually,
you should believe
you probably could.
No, you
with
can't.
Microscopes.
If it's invisible, telescopes.
Telescopes.
But if I
right.
tell, well, you look for it and then he says it's invisible.
I don't know, man. Gravity's invisible.
Then you can't really prove it. Now, can you? So that's the point he was making.
Right.
The fact that you can't prove it as not true doesn't mean it's true now, does it? Because that sounds absurd when somebody tells you there's a teapot floating around. Which, by the way, is that really impossible? Because we had people travel, so it's not impossible some asshole just let a teapot fly out by accident, and now it's gravitating around Mars because it's what it would do.
I mean, actually, it would be still in Earth orbit, but you know.
Oh,
but we wouldn't know.
What is that sound?
It's a dog.
So Quinn's left outside.
Oh, let her in the bedroom. Yeah. Oh shit! Fuck. All right.
I don't know. Do you want to try?
Please.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's what a teapot atheist basically is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
And it's the theory that like you don't believe in something because you can't disprove it. You shouldn't believe in something until you have proof that it's real.
Right, yeah.
That's really the perspective there. I just have a long comment on Facebook. I believe they're referred to the fairies more as light than the
Like it's like gifted objects and knowledge, more along the lines of aliens. Yeah.
Really?
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, when it comes to the fairies of the olden times, where people would go. Basically, they thought that buried treasure was magical, and so it would.
Oh, leprechauns and.
Yeah, and because I mean, without readily available access to science, what the heck are you gonna So people would douse for buried treasure, and they would get
Douse?
money for it.
You're talking about the little sticks?
Yeah, like the two little sticks. Yeah,
I don't
like
believe in that shit, do you?
I mean, it could be true. I don't know.
No, it can't.
I've never done it. I can't say that it's not. So.
Is that part of the religion?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So people would
'Cause that's
douse. I don't know
fucking
about Joseph Smith, but people would usually douse for these things, and when they would dig it up, they would say, "Oh, it was reclaimed.
They have
the buried
actually-
treasure was reclaimed, but I'll still take my fee." So they take their finder's
that's
fee
weird.
and then leave.
It's been tested though.
It-
Like the dowsing thing has been
Oh, yeah.
tested, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
fucking
wrong.
not true. Like
It's
it
wrong.
doesn't work ever.
I would.
Yeah, no. There's been scientists who's like, "Oh, let's try this shit," and it doesn't fucking work.
I need to see
Yeah,
that.
no, dowsing's been disproven for a very long
Very
time.
long time. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's definitely not a
Yeah,
thing.
like since.
No. My question,
a long
like,
time
again, my
ago.
question. Did you say you still feel like you're part of the religion?
All right, yeah, I'm working on
Do
it.
you have? But yeah, but do you have your doubts?
Like I said, not at the moment.
Because so one of the biggest reasons I need to ask that question is because you've been here to other parties before,
Right.
and I know you now drink both caffeine and alcohol, which when we used to hang out in 2012
Right.
was fuck no. You were not allowed to, right?
Caffeine was never off the table
Okay, now let's talk about this apple here.
because it has caffeine.
We had a conversation about this. And
I
he
can
was-
eat an apple, dude. It's
He was,
healthy.
he was convinced that there was caffeine on apples until I Googled it because he couldn't eat apples. You told me you couldn't because there was caffeine in
I
them.
think you're wrong, man.
Okay.
I didn't know.
And then you was like, there's caffeine in apples. And like, there's fucking not. I guarantee you there's not. And I fucking Googled it. Here's the ingredients of apples. And there's no caffeine in it.
Right.
But you thought there was.
I thought there was.
Somebody told
and
you this or?
I think so. The reason why is.
They
why I
give you
said-
energy. There's a lot of sugar in
the
them.
reason why I said that is
A
because
lot of sugar in apples.
Yeah.
you said, "Oh, you don't do caffeine," and I said, "Yes, I do. There's caffeine in apples." No, there's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I can eat an apple, which I still say to this day. I can eat
Okay.
an apple.
Fine. Let's move away from caffeine.
Okay.
Was alcohol prohibited?
Always. It still is.
So, but you drink now.
Like I said, I'm working on it.
So, what is the
through-
question there? There's gotta be a
It's not a question of whether it's true or not for me. It's more of a what happened that led me there. You know.
So what was the first time you drank?
Shoot, I think I was 16.
Jesus Christ.
My dad, yeah, Mexicans.
Was-
you know
Mexican.
they do you like
This is
that.
totally fair. I was offered beer since I was a kid,
Dude, like
but I never liked it. Like I tasted beer and I'm like, oh hell no, because in Mexico it's Bud Light and
I mean, my parents didn't care.
Modelo.
They really didn't care.
I don't like beer.
My father,
fucking hate
mother,
beer.
my father doesn't drink at all.
When
but
did you
has
start
never-
drinking?
I think around 16.
What the fuck is wrong? You know when I started drinking? 24.
Yeah, 20s.
And it was Smirnoff.
Who's a better Mormon now?
I like Smirnoff.
I'm a better Mormon than you are. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Follow the
You have
rules.
to be a member.
That's fair. I don't,
You have to wear the magic underwear.
I'm never. You were 12.
12.
That's fucking Texas as hell.
Irish French.
Oh, Irish and French. Was it wine? Beer.
Whiskey.
Is whiskey? Jesus Christ!
Somebody called the CPS.
That's not okay.
Please.
Somebody has to take your parents away from you.
It's
Goodness.
legal in the state of Texas.
Wait, whoa. What's legal in Texas?
If you are under the age of 18, as long as you're under your parents.
That is true. I took the TABC.
Yeah.
That's a
thing.
fun fact, by the way. In
it's true.
Texas, if you I took the TABC, and I remember that lesson that if your parents are with you, even if you're underage, you're allowed to drink.
Yep.
Which is weird. That's another one I
So
always
long
had a
as your
question
parents are
about,
actually with you.
I always thought about that with consent, with the age of sexual consent. It was something along that you are not allowed to decide whether or not you can have sex, but your parents can. Does that mean that your parent can give you permission to have sex under the age of consent? Because that's creepy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Imagine if
dude,
your parents get to decide
I don't,
when you
I
get
don't
to have sex.
know. I don't know about like laws or anything like that. Personally,
Marriages.
I think you should have the same, just as a fun little jab. It's the same as alcohol. The parents have to be present while you're drinking, so the parents have to be present while you're fucking.
While you're fucking? Oh, that's fucking gross.
Which means most parents would be like, "No, that's fucking disgusting. I'm not going to do that." It's like, well, I guess you can't do it then.
I do know, legally speaking, your parents can give you permission to get married before
Yes.
you're old enough to get married.
Yes.
And that's
What is
gross.
it? 17, I think it is here.
Here, but I think the youngest age is 13 or
No,
12.
where?
Yeah.
It's 13 in some states.
It's 13 in some
In
states.
some states.
That's weird.
Not
isn't
here
it?
though.
my
Not here. I'm
gosh,
fairly
that's-
certain it's
You
17.
smoke weed?
I did.
You did.
I did.
Is that against the religion?
I think so.
I mean, burning bush sounds pretty religious to me. But
I know that stripper.
I've never. I've never smoked weed. I've never even tried.
It's.
But I
you're not
always
really-
wondering because some religions are against it. So I'm wondering,
Yeah.
were you allowed
So,
to, or you broke the rules to do that?
I think it's against what we call the word of wisdom, which is a health code.
Okay. You think it's unhealthy? Is that what they mean?
Like I said, I think it is. But there's people in Utah lobbying for it to be legalized.
Have you been to Mecca? I mean, Utah.
Yes, once.
Was it nice? Or?
I don't like the mountains. They're like in the way.
I've talked
sorry,
to people
man.
from Utah, and I hear that it's very repressive over there. They don't really.
I was embraced there, so
It's
I
like they
can't
don't
tell
let you live your life there.
I've heard there's a bubble.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
heard there's a
mean.
bubble, and there we get a lot of Utah Latter-day Saints that come here for school, and I'm like, yeah, what's
Now, is it like a rule to be there because you're part of the religion?
No.
You have to be there. No. Okay.
You
You know what
just-
Mecca is? You've heard of this?
yeah.
That you have to go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to migrate like.
No,
once
no
a
migrate.
lifetime.
I think most Muslims need to.
Yeah, they have to
they
make
have
a
to visit
pilgrimage.
Mecca.
Right, yeah. No.
So I wonder if because I know most Mormons have been to Utah,
Yeah.
and Utah is like a big state of religion for that particular.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Do you know anyone who's able to go to, what is it called? The inner church. What is it?
Inner church.
Inner church.
The one where they bless the dead people.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Whoa! We need to take a fucking break. What are you talking about?
I like how he knows what I'm talking
yeah, I
about.
know what you're talking
Whoa!
about.
What? I'm sorry.
That's why I said it.
You do what?
I can't talk about it. Like I can.
Do you wait? Did they bless?
I'll
dead
talk.
people?
I'll talk about it. So I'm an apostate. It's fine. Just blame me, and I didn't hear it from
But
you.
have you been in there though?
No, I've never been in there.
Exactly.
So you
So
have.
how can you
I'll
talk
use your
about
side then.
What, you
So
mean,
what
how
are-
can I talk about it? Because people recorded that shit. It's hilarious.
Oh,
I guess.
they bless dead people.
No, okay, so
No.
here's the way it works. All right, so what happens is that you are baptized for someone who has already been dead. So you are baptized.
So they're baptizing dead people.
They're baptizing the spirits of people inhabiting the living body.
In the
That
name
seems
of.
unfair.
Yes.
Because they don't get a say on it.
Actually, they do.
Well, they do afterward. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
no.
so the way
This is why I don't want to talk about it.
this
It's
is how,
too deep, man.
No.
We're,
I want to know.
Okay,
This
so
is
here's how it
weird.
works. Basically, people who are not baptized are kind of held in a sort of purgatory. The easiest way to describe it to
Is
you
there a
would be a sort of
purgatory in the Mormon
purgatory.
church?
No.
It's a sort of purgatory.
Sort of.
It's the easiest way to
guess
determine.
you're right,
Let
yeah.
him. Let him.
It's
I
like
mean,
a
he knows more than you
stasis.
do.
I'll correct him.
Yeah, you correct me.
Okay.
The easiest way for me to describe it to you would probably be a stasis,
yeah.
a purgatory.
Dude, we don't have
And they're-
purgatory in the Catholic Church.
Yes, you do.
No, we got rid of it. They
You
voted
got,
on-
yeah, they got rid of
Oh,
They
purgatory.
voted on it, which is fucking hilarious.
I mean, they voted on the Bible. Who cares?
Yes. They get to just vote on that shit. They're like, well, nobody has a purgatory anymore. Kids go to heaven. That's a thing.
Or hell. Probably.
Abortion kids. No, aborted kids go to heaven.
The aborted kids just
Because
go
they
to
never
heaven.
had the chance of supposed
Oh,
to go to
okay,
heaven.
that's fair.
But they used to go to purgatory because they didn't have a religion yet.
Yeah, that's right. And they had to do the.
But
yeah.
now,
Some dude
because
nailed
they
some
voted
rules
on
to
it,
it, yeah.
they go to heaven. Catholic Church is hilarious.
Anyway, yeah, so they're in like this sort of stasis, I guess. And they're given the opportunity once they're baptized to either not accept it or accept it.
But how do you know if they accepted it?
You don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Dead people don't really
They
answer.
they believe in this whole thing about keeping, they get to be conscious after they're dead. So.
Yeah, I believe that.
What the? Dante's Inferno. Have you read that book?
Yep.
No.
He's read it. Dante's Inferno. That's actually
Well,
where
there's
the idea of hell
Dante's
comes from.
Inferno doesn't include purgatory. It includes
No,
the first part of
but
purgatory.
it describes hell, and most religions
Yeah.
don't. So most people's idea of hell comes from that book, not from the Bible or anything
yeah.
else.
That's cool.
As far as
I
we know,
that.
the Bible, all it says is a burning lake of sulfur and agony, and it was not made for humans. That is basically all you get from the
Yeah.
Bible.
Interesting.
But Dante's Inferno is an entire book about how hell works, the circles of hell, and all that crazy
Who wrote
shit.
that?
Dante.
Who's Dante?
Dante is an old Roman poet.
Okay.
A poet,
Yeah.
So
and people believe this. Like
I
that's
don't know.
clearly art.
I don't know. I mean, it
By
talks
definition,
about
is art.
it talks about like various political movers at the time.
But
like,
it's not a guy that was sent from a religion to
No.
explain what hell is like.
No.
So this is clearly an artist,
Yes.
and people believe hell. The description of hell that you find in TV shows and movies and all
Right,
that
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
comes from Dante's Inferno's book, which is not any official religion text.
No.
It's some artist that described hell, and he could have been way off.
Yeah, no, he describes hell as a more personal hell.
How do you feel about like Homer Simpson's? Do you ever see that? Homer went to hell and they were feeding him donuts until he was like
no, I've never seen
huge,
that.
and he didn't give up. He was huge, and it's like, no, keep the donuts coming.
They kick him
They
out
were
a
supposed to
little
punish him, but it didn't work on him. Can you imagine, like, if they were like, oh, you have too much sex, so your punishment is sex forever? And I'm like, keep it coming. And I'm good. Like, that'd be a badass punishment. What a good hell.
Yeah.
The devil is my bruh. He might be. I don't know. I can tell you that he smokes weed, so if
I
he
mean, it
smokes
is
weed,
the-
you're probably his
It is
buddy
the
now.
devil's cabbage.
The devil's cabbage.
Yeah.
No, el cilantro de Alex Lora is the way they say it.
Oh,
You know who that is?
No, I
Devil's
don't.
El Tri.
cilantro.
Huh?
El Tri.
Oh, El
The
Tri.
singer of El Tri
No way.
is Alex Lora. And there's el cilantro de
That's
Alex
right.
Lora. That's fucking glorious.
That's
Only he
funny.
gets that joke. Sorry for you Spanish speakers, but that, for those who don't speak Spanish speakers understand that joke pretty well. A version of Pilgrims. Can you read that? Because it's blurry because I'm
It's a
drunk.
version of Pilgrim's Progress, another book based off of a true story of a man who visited hell and then came back. I don't know about true story,
That's the first question.
but
Cheers to the Mormons. To what is that? What is that guy that went against Trump? I forgot his name. The Mormon guy.
Oh, Rick?
Rick Perry?
Rick
No,
Romney.
no,
Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
To Mitt Romney.
You know what?
For sticking to his principles. Good job for him.
I was very proud of him,
Yeah.
to be honest.
That dude straight. My religion says if I lie, he's wrong, so I'm not gonna lie. That motherfucker's guilty. Like, dope.
Not to get political, but he restored a little bit of faith in politics for me.
Well, it's not all politics. It's just that one dude.
Well, yeah.
It gave me like, okay, that guy will stick to his religion.
ray of hope. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's one dude in politics that was like, okay. I mean, I don't agree with his fucking religion. And by the way, did you know he's from the Mormons that went to Mexico to fight for the Mormon Church?
I didn't know that.
Look at you would be interested in this, by the way.
Cool.
Mitt Romney is from
Probably
a Mexican family. His dad is from Mexico.
No way.
Yeah. And it's from the Mormon church from Mexico that actually battled, like they escaped the United States for persecution purposes. And in Mexico, I shit you not, they actually beat the cartel. That Mormon church defended against the cartel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is fucking. They have a militia over there. That Mormon is a commune. They have their own little land and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
compound.
There's a compound, and the cartel try to come at them, and these motherfuckers defended themselves. They actually
don't fuck with the Mormons.
Yeah, don't fuck with the Mormons. The cartel got that shit. Don't fuck with the Mormons. Fuck the government. Fuck everybody in like regular life, but don't fuck with the Mormons over there, because they can defend themselves. Apparently, in Mexico, I don't know about the Mormons over here. Do you like guns? Are you a gun guy?
Actually,
I love guns.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
I'm not a gun guy. I fucking hate guns.
I love guns.
I like knives.
I like to shoot guns.
I like knives.
I like guns.
I love knives.
You know, people tell you
I have a knife.
more details when you use a knife.
There you go, Joker.
Oh, his motherfucker just handed me a knife. For those of you guys listening who are not watching the video, this Mormon just handed me a knife.
I love knives. Like, there's nothing wrong with knives.
I mean, there's nothing wrong against the Mormon church about using a knife.
Or a gun.
Or a gun.
True.
She got turned on. Here, you want to touch it?
Don't touch that.
She can touch it. She can touch it.
It's his knife. Like, don't.
That's fine.
Have you ever used a knife on a girl?
No.
No. I could have told you that.
That has nothing to do with religion. Is there? Have you ever done anything different in sex that was
other than missionary for the purpose of God?
Missionary sounds Mormon.
Yeah, it does.
Thank
So
you.
wait. Is there any rules against sexual stuff in Mormon church?
Yeah, it's called a law of chastity. Like no premarital sex and.
Have you had premarital sex?
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, I have.
I'm not sorry to hear that. Go, you man.
I mean, he's going to hell. That's a thing.
No, I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to hell. I don't think he's going to hell.
She wants your dick.
Oh well.
I don't even think in the
She likes a
Mormon church
Mexican.
you'd be considered going to hell.
Huh?
I don't even think in the Mormon church you'd consider be going to hell.
Oh, is there a hell? Do you believe in a hell?
Not the typical hell that.
I don't think you
Dante
get into
wrote.
super heaven, but you don't go to hell.
Yeah, there you go.
What the
There's
fuck is
something.
super heaven?
Whoa! I like how I know more about this, and it's hilarious.
There's two heavens?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this shit? Whoa, there's levels?
I came prepared. I came prepared. I did my
I
research.
told you there was a
appreciate that.
Mormon coming. You looked it up.
Yeah, I looked it up.
He researched again. He's the educational version of this. I'm the obsessive, offensive section of this. Fuck 'em
Brandon, I
drunk
don't think you want to go to like super church. Seems a little
church
weird. Or super heaven.
heaven.
I don't know, man.
So there's a
It seems
super
a little
heaven
weird.
and a super heaven.
Basically.
That's not what they're called. But
That's not what they're called.
No, what are they called?
I'm
So-
explaining it for like the layman's people.
Oh,
okay.
People don't know. Okay,
there you
got
go. I just heaven
It's-
1,
okay,
2, and 3.
Yeah, it's heaven 1, 2, and 3. And honestly, like one heaven is not necessarily
So,
better than the other, but
like tiers?
it just depends.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like tiers.
it. And does it depend on your income by any chance?
No.
Because that sounds
No,
like.
no,
No, I don't think so. Actually.
I hate to tell you this, but I need to take a piss.
Oh.
So keep talking. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
explain to it in greater detail.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I don't think I want to do that because people are going to get confused. But I will say this.
Simplify it as much as you
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of distraction.
Okay, so what are the differences between the 3 heavens? I know
Okay.
them, but for them.
Yeah. That'd be.
Just cover it and put it over.
Oops.
That's fine. No one cares. We'll do it live.
Right. So there's there's the telestial kingdom, which is the lowest tier, the terrestrial kingdom, which is the middle one, and then the celestial kingdom, which is a higher tier, which is where we believe that God resides. Right.
Is that the one where you get your own planet?
Your own unit.
Oh, is it your own universe?
Probably.
I forget.
I don't know.
I hit my face on the frame of the door.
Oof.
I am drunk. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
All right. The piss has been accomplished. Keep talking about the.
Okay, so yeah, there are three heavens.
Three heavens.
I need to announce to people that I just hit my forehead on the edge of the door trying to come into this room again, and it hurt. I'm sorry about that. So, wait, I need to ask the question. Does this relate to the 7 circles of hell?
No, actually, I think it's
no?
more related, probably closer to the. I mean, not really. No. Before I go off of Mormon theology, I
Definitely not. Got it.
definitely not. Like,
Nah.
nah.
So explain the levels of heaven there are in Mormon church.
Right. So telestial, terrestrial, and celestial is the highest one.
Celestial.
Like celestial glory.
That's some Marvel comics.
So telestial,
Yeah, sure.
terrestrial,
You heard of this, right?
and then celestial.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
In
The
Marvel
Celestials?
comics, there's
Yeah,
celestial.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just double check
I
it.
love Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, dope. I agree.
I'm not. I'm a little chilly.
It's probably because there's 2 Mexicans in the room, and
Oh,
that's
I'm
way
sorry.
too much for you. I
I'm
get
sorry.
2 Mexicans.
it. 3 Mexicans.
Oh.
Wait, she's Mexican. You're not a person.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
She's a
you
female.
better be careful. She'll
do
cut your
not agree
nutsack
with that.
open again.
Females aren't people; they're property.
Oof.
Sorry. By the way, that was one of the topics I wanted to talk
Take
about.
off your shoe and hit him with it.
Oh yeah, that's a Muslim,
It'll trigger
that's
him.
a Muslim thing, though.
It'll trigger them.
You
So
wearing-
sorry about that. So those levels, is there a particular behavior that gets you?
Yeah.
So what? How does that?
So if you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you're behaving,
Would you need to?
Right.
Do you need that to qualify to any of them? I'm assuming.
no, right?
So can I go to one of those?
You probably will,
There's no fucking way.
bro. I'm not God, but that's what he said. So
I've been
yeah.
baptized.
So he has no problems with the 50, 60 some people I've had sex with. That has nothing.
I mean, that's between you and him. I can't really tell you.
Oh, I have. Oh,
Yeah,
let me
so-
tell you something.
I am
me and God have
definitely
a
not going to that heaven.
Oh, you should see what that motherfucker's done.
Oh man, no, I've broken
I'm
pretty much
curious though,
every
because
single
if
rule,
does
except for like 1 or 2.
so if I die, do I get to talk to that God?
Yes.
Because that debate is worth thousands of dollars.
Right, but you're not gonna record it, so
No,
Eye cancer in
it'll be
it's
children.
possible.
yeah.
Do you ever read Bradshaw's short story?
No, but you told me about it.
We need to.
see it.
We're going to record it at
I'd
some
love
point.
to see
Yeah,
it.
we're
Because
gonna-
we have it, and it's a story about an atheist who dies and meets God, finds
Yeah.
out there is a God, right?
Right.
And he debates with God. God is like, well, you did this and you did this, and you're an atheist, and this is bad. You're going. And it's like, motherfucker, you let my daughter die in an unfair way. Why? And he questions God, and the whole short story is about the conversation he had with God. By the end of that conversation, God is like, I'm sorry, I repent for my sins. Because God fucked up. And this is honestly anybody's perspective on God. And you know, I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody here, but if a God was real, based on the way that the world has worked, he has some shit to apologize for. He has to have fucked up. You know, from global warming to no, I'm
Eye
not
cancer
sorry.
in children?
Bone. No,
Is it bone cancer? I thought it was eye cancer.
no, it's bone cancer.
Is it bone cancer? Bone cancer in children.
There's a Stephen Fry. He's in our intro.
Bone
Somebody
cancer
said,
in
if you ever
children?
talk to God, what would you say to
5
him?
minutes.
That's fine.
'Cause I gotta
5
work
minutes,
early.
he's got to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So
Okay, then we can talk
we
about the
got a
sex
timer
stuff.
right here.
Yeah.
So at 26.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
yeah. But so there was a famous guy that we watched the debate. There's an actual debate. You might want to hear the whole thing. But it's a
it's
comedian
really good.
named Stephen Fry and
Christopher Hitchens.
Christopher Hitchens versus the Catholic Church.
Yeah, Catholic
Ooh.
Church. So you don't really.
We have a representative from the Catholic Church debating these two atheists. And one of the questions that
And don't worry, you can watch it. You don't have a god in that fight, so you know.
yeah, Stephen Fry.
mean, Saint
Stephen
Jesus.
Fry once actually said, if you had a conversation with God, what's the first thing you would ask him? And it's like bone cancer in children. What was that about? What? Why? Why does that exist? If there was ever a God, why would he allow cancer to hit kids? Right? And it's a fair question.
Yeah, it is,
honestly.
it is.
Even if I picture myself as a religious person, why would a God allow something like that to happen? So you would just kind of like, that's the first question you would ask.
That is ultimately
Now-
is the question of evil, right? That is the very first
problem of evil.
The problem of evil, right?
Yes.
It is the very first question pretty much every religion has ever asked itself. The moment you try to get in a personal or even somewhat benevolent God, you run into the problem of evil. right?
Yeah, why is there
evil
evil?
is in the world. You can see it, and it's not just evil inflicted from humans to humans, but completely irrelevant evil, seemingly striking at from nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Diseases affecting families. You have even if you consider life being completely sacred, there is still things like cancers hitting children
Right.
that is completely just out of blue, right?
Hurricanes,
A
volcanoes.
meteorite strikes you. There's literally nothing you could
Meteorites.
have done.
Donald
right?
Trump.
You know,
Sorry.
All fair questions. All fair.
Very much
Like,
so. So what is one of those things that you would ask?
the problem of evil.
Why would a God allow that, right? So if there was, and honestly, I'm not anti-God. I don't think that I'm completely against the idea of God. I do believe if there was a God, he must be a dick. He has to
Or
allow all
I
the
don't
things
think
which
so,
is
but-
to allow all the evil that happens in the world.
Right.
There must be something fucked up in his head that goes like, why would you allow rape?
so
Can
you're
you
of the
believe some human beings will grab another human being and stick their penis in them? That's a male thing for sure. But what? Because most girls can't stick their penis in someone else. I'm just checking.
Oh, I disagree.
Fucking hell.
No, well, the thing is you're thinking of the long lines of the capricious God, right? The actively tormentor God.
That would make sense if someone had a religion
Well,
that's like God is
here's
a
another
dick
one.
and he makes you do bad things and he control. He's basically the devil. I just thought of that. But how would I know? Maybe that's the devil pretending to be God. That might be a thing too.
Could be.
But it's fucking gross how shitty the world is.
Well, you're
considering
missing
there's a
the-
God keeping an eye on us.
So there's three of the flawed gods, if you remember correctly. There's the capricious God.
Yeah,
There is the dim God, the unknowing.
he's a fucking idiot. Doesn't keep an eye on us.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's the guy that just
know.
left the Pop-Tarts on the fucking fryer and forgot about them.
and forgot about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not the Pop-Tart, the apple pies in the fry, and they
Yeah.
cook for 9 minutes, and
They
they
cook-
come out black. That's
Yeah.
the God that we're thinking of.
Yeah,
That's
There-
a perfect Whataburger analogy.
Yeah, I got
it.
Because
So-
all of us have fucked those pies up at some
Oh,
point.
yeah.
7
Oh, yeah.
fucking minutes. I forgot that we're there. Sorry.
So the capricious God, the naive God, and then there's the weak God, right? Maybe was able to start
He's
the
not
universe.
powerful enough to stop us.
he started the universe and can no longer affect it. Like he has the power, but it's he
Well-
lifted a rock too heavy for him, or he tried to lift a rock too
Makes
heavy.
him not a god because he's not
Exactly.
that powerful. But I do believe that was an argument that has been made by religious people, which is he gave us free will. He can't take it away from us. So we get to do some fucked up shit. He can't stop us.
That doesn't stop the problem of
No.
inconsequential evil.
Yeah. So the argument I've heard from an atheist, legitimately, was if I saw someone being raped, I'm someone who would stop it
Right.
instead of saying I'm gonna punish you afterwards. That's the difference between me and a god.
Interesting.
Because a god doesn't stop it, but he'll punish you afterwards. But if you were to see a rape, you'd stop it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say I'm gonna punish you when you're done.
I'll probably do
That's
that
a
too.
dick move.
do that too.
Doesn't that seem terrible, like morally? That I'm gonna punish you when you're done? Like, no, fuck you, fuck being done. I'm gonna stop you now. And if I were to see a rape, I would fuck them up. And I'm a non-violent person. I'm an actual pacifist.
I'm a very
I
violent
have
person.
been-
You can imagine what I would do to them.
I legitimately, and he was here. I have legitimately been punched in the face and did nothing, and he stopped them from coming back and punching me. And he got punched too.
Twice.
Yeah, because the guy was trying to get back into my house, and I was like, "No, get the fuck out of my house." And he stopped him from coming back in the house, and we called the cops, and that guy got stopped trying to break into another house.
It was
Not the
crazy.
point.
Not the point.
The point is, I am almost provenly a pacifist. That I have been hit in my face in my house and did not react violently. I just don't know I don't have that in me to be violent. I'm just not. Right? But he fucked up. I mean, he just punched the dude in the face that invited him to his house, and that's weird. And I didn't even know that dude, by the way. But that's not the point.
That's not the point. Not the
Not
point.
the point.
But I'm very much a pacifist. However, if I were to be witnessing a rape, my first reaction is, this is not fucking happening in my watch. Right? As a pacifist, I still like, you don't get to do that, bro. I might not punch the dude, but I'll fucking pull his ass off and get the fuck out of my life right now, or I will fuck you up. Because it's wrong to do something like that to anybody. And that's, again, I do have a sense of morality. I don't agree with it, but I have it. Wow, my thoughts are fucked up. But you kind of see, you would do that too, right? It doesn't matter how violent you are. You see someone abusing someone else, you stop him.
Stop it,
Yeah. If you see someone, especially if it's a family member, imagine someone just, you have a sister or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine if her boyfriend was treating her wrong, to your opinion. Would you jump in?
I would,
You're just like, no, you don't talk to her like that. That's just wrong. So that's something I do have in me, even though I'm not a violent person. I can easily scare an asshole off.
He's got to go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Actually,
Give you last thought and you can...
I'll take that back.
Okay.
If my sister was arguing with her boyfriend, I wouldn't intervene.
Really?
But
Okay.
if there were a physical contact, then yes, I would, right? That's
Absolutely.
That's different.
And I believe that makes you a better person than whatever book you read says that you are.
So, like, fix your problems.
Does that mean you're better than God?
I would think so, yes.
I mean, I think he's better than God.
I would say he's better than God, yeah.
Wait, what?
You're better than any god.
No.
You're better than any god that I've ever read of. Because
Maybe-
if you read those gods, they don't do that.
Maybe not as strong, because I'm pretty sure my God can beat your God up. But
My god has a bigger dick than your god.
that's fine. Mine can still beat yours up, though. However, I do think that
pacifist.
means you are morally better than your God.
Yeah. By any definition of a god, you're morally better because a god doesn't do that.
That's interesting because my morals come from God.
They don't.
But they do.
But they can't. Because,
I mean, you don't know that.
well, I do because God doesn't tell you to stop your sister from being beaten up, does he?
More
You came
specifically,
up
he
with that
doesn't
on
do
your
it.
own.
Actually-
you have that in you.
I believe he does.
I will give you a steak dinner if you can show me what part of the biblical verse tells you to do that,
Biblical?
or any God source that
Well,
tells
I
you
don't
you're
like
supposed
steak,
to do that.
But I'll take Whataburger.
Damn, that is a great place to stop.
That is
Wow.
that's the best ending ever.
Best ending. I
I'll
like
buy
it.
you a fucking burger. Hey,
All right,
bro.
Gentlemen,
Thank you very much.
thank you for having me.
Take
Thank
care
you,
of
man.
yourself.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, man.
Be safe.
I can get up. I can get up.
Yes, because it has caffeine.
Jim has to go. He ran out of time here, so I have to take his name out of the fucking screen. Hold on.
I get my seat back.
Yeah, if you want to sit over here, that's fine too. Yeah, you
get his
can take the apple
backpack.
too. Yeah, it's all yours. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a good time. Now we're gonna talk about what is it? Living real rubber dolls.
Wait, what?
Is that a thing?
Yes. So it's literally
Do me a
people
favor. Turn that
covered.
third mic on. Is Jim? You have it. The third light. Turn it off. No. The third light.
Oh,
That one. Yeah.
It's
Thank
about
you.
people who get covered in latex and basically are living sex dolls.
I've been wanting to try that, but that's expensive, right? Be
right,
safe, brother.
bye.
Thank you.
Thought I would do it as the Mormon is leaving.
So that was Jim, everybody. The one.
It was a good
I
time.
thought he abandoned that religion based on his behavior. He's not done with it.
No, it's really hard for people to leave a religion.
Yeah, I guess it has
Like
to
my
be
sister,
a difficult process.
I debate with my sister all the time about it.
Hey,
and
did you
she's
park
still
in the driveway?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I still am sitting there constantly, debating with my sister about her things and her belief, and it's not easy to leave. It really isn't. There's a lot going on.
No. What
What
just
did you
happened?
do?
I don't
Okay.
know. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We're okay. Oh, I disconnected. I unplugged. Something just went wrong. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
don't.
No, I
don't.
unplugged the HDMI. Oh, is this one right here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, we're good. It's reconnecting. No,
Okay.
we're definitely live. It's not. We don't see anything. Justine, you want to adjust this so that it's
Yeah,
only us now?
turn the camera a little.
You can see
Anyway,
that right here.
yeah, but it's not something that you can just easily just get rid of. Like, oh, I think I'm just gonna go become a Buddhist. No,
Get a
that's-
closer list. Yeah.
I mean, some people can be like that, but I mean, never.
There you go.
Especially when it comes to something like atheism.
Thank you.
Like, where do you even start?
I didn't get to that point because I wanted to ask him. Most religions have like a whole, what do you call it, predetermined thought about how you're supposed to feel about people who don't accept your religion, right? And it's usually a negative, like they're
Oh,
evil,
like I said earlier, I'm an apostate, so like,
atheist, apostate. What does it call it? An infidel.
Yeah, infidel. Yeah.
It's an actual term. So, from my perspective of Latin and Spanish, infidel means unfaithful, which is definitely what we are. We don't have the faith.
Yeah.
And in most religions, someone who's an infidel is, as you might associate instantly with the words, is someone who does, an evil person who needs to die.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's because for the longest time,
religion.
For the longest time, a lot of it comes from the fact that a unreligious person,
Got it.
someone who doesn't have a religion would naturally be moralless. They wouldn't have any morals, right? Because that's where people thought all the morals came from, which was religion.
Which he legitimately just said that his morals come from God, whereas God wouldn't intervene if his sister was being abused, and he would. That makes him by definition better than a God. Just by definition. If you would be willing to interfere in abuse and your God is not, you're better than that God. And that's a fact. There's no arguing that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just weird that he thinks his morals come from God, whereas I just challenged him. That was the last bit of the conversation. If he can prove to me that a God told him not to defend his sister if she was being abused, there's nothing in any biblical verse that says you're supposed to do that. Yet he does it because he knows it's the right thing. There are things that you know are correct, whether or not a Bible says so, or whatever book of Mormon.
The thing is that we've been able to prove about morality being, subjective for quite a while, right? Objective morality is one of those things that's.
There's very few things.
It's an old.
Do you believe
argument.
that some things can be objectively immoral or moral?
No.
I can't think of anything. I feel like there's got to be something universally accepted as moral or immoral, but I can't.
The question
I can't name one.
question I keep telling people is how many Hitlers need to die before it's considered moral?
Would you kill Hitler if he was a baby? Knowing, of course,
what would happen. I don't know about one, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000,000.
You would kill 1,000,000 of them?
No, but how about if he's 1,000,000 times worse than Hitler? What if he's 1,000,000,000 times worse than Hitler? How many nth degrees worse than the worst person that you can before it's considered socially acceptable to murder a child?
The way I will go against this is if you had a menu that tells you there is exactly 73 realities where Hitler does this, would you hit every single one of those to kill him?
Well, again,
because there's like the 74th, maybe he's not that much of an asshole and he fails miserably and nobody listens to him. Right? That's a possibility.
Yeah, but
that's
the thing
a possible reality.
Something that my sister said to me was like, well, what if the child is, what if it's still a child? You can't kill a child because he hasn't done anything wrong yet. And I go, okay, what if he's literally child Hitler? Literally, what if he is a child?
You actually know that he will do evil.
Not necessarily that he will do evil, because then it's still technically, you still has to do the evil before it's considered to have been done, right?
But again, this is where time travel kind of.
But my point is a little bit beyond this. My point is that we can take that argument and just back it up. What if he's a child, and he's literally just an evil monster, he's just killing people left and right?
There are evil monsters. I hate to say this, but I recently discovered. And
why not?
This is a sad thing, and I honestly, legitimately, to this day I found this hours ago today.
Okay.
My son drew on paper a bloody knife, cut it, and then covered it in tape so it's harder. And then held it, and he drew blood on the edge of the knife. And I'm stunned by this. Because I don't. Most likely he saw a video game or a video on YouTube.
Or something.
That sort of shows what a bloody knife looks like. He told Kelsey, again, today, he threw it in the trash, and it's not fun because it's not real blood. That is a very terrifying thought that I know my son has. Now, chances are he saw a video somewhere that the blood is real and it looks very different from drawn on blood. So he knows the difference between fake blood and real blood. Part of me is like, okay, he likes horror-themed things. Is he really a bad person now? Is this something that I should be concerned about? I mean,
I mean,
I don't know. I hit a very serious spot on the show. I'm so sorry about that. It's just something that just clicked my mind when you talked about this whole thing.
Yeah.
So this is a legitimate question that I have no real idea how to handle.
Well, like I said, nothing is really
Sacred.
well, nothing is sacred, obviously. But the thing is, like, he hasn't done anything, so he shouldn't. Like, you can't just sit there and question, will it happen in the future? It won't happen until it does.
This dude stayed here till like 12:40 or so, which he said he was gonna leave at midnight.
Oh.
He signed up for an hour of this show, which is 11 to 12, and then we'll handle the last 20. But you showed up late as hell, and he still stuck around.
I said
for
I
about
get
an
off
hour.
work at 11.
No, you said 10:45.
Yes, 10:45.
Which I picture you'll be here by 11, 10, 20 maybe.
And
We're
it's a
here-
30-minute drive from work.
Did not put that into perspective, but part of my goal with him being here is that he would enjoy the conversation so much that he wouldn't
Yeah,
leave.
hopefully he had a decent time. We'll have to talk to
I
him
don't
a
know.
little bit more about
I
that.
have no idea.
He seemed to be enjoying the conversation. I think
It's
he was
just a
kind of.
good
I think I
conversation.
threw him a curveball when I actually knew a little bit more about the Mormon
you did
faith
your
than he
research,
probably.
and he was like, "Oh shit, he knows." But
Then he was probably going.
yeah, Red Wolf 326. See, he might be interested in Hollywood special effects, especially making the blood very interesting.
Yeah,
I
that's-
actually do make fake blood for the haunted house I work at, and I actually did my own recipe and brought a massive, I think it's like a 2-liter bottle of fake blood that I brought to the haunted
Considering
house.
that there's fake blood and
Yeah,
things like that.
There's something to be said.
It also could just be a thing about the look, right? The look. He might just really like the
It doesn't
color
look
red.
real enough, yeah. But you have to paint the wall red, and it has to be fresh. Otherwise, when it dries up, the monsters on the other side come to kill you. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, if you haven't read it, please look it up. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac was a novel written by Johan Vasquez, which is the writer of
What?
Invader Zim.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
The writer of Invader Zim has a book called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And part of his belief was that he had to kill people and paint the wall with fresh blood because it keeps getting darker, and when it gets dark, the monsters on the other side will come and get you.
Oh.
So he had to continuously kill people to paint the wall red.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd never.
That's Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. It's a weird. At some point, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac hits heaven and notices, like, it looks like a waiting line at the DMV. They draw it, right? It's a novel,
Yeah.
so you can write it to look at it. And this motherfucker just looks at someone and their head explodes, and he goes, "What?" Somebody tells him, in heaven, anything you think about happens. He was thinking of someone else's head exploding, and so it happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this motherfucker goes, starts exploding heads all over heaven because in heaven, anything you think of happens. So he started just fucking exploding heads because that was funny to him.
That's a hell of a heaven.
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, look it up. It's a fascinating fucking comic book. It's a comic book, but it's a book. You know what I mean? It's not a few stories. It's very fucking long. It's a whole story about he doesn't believe he can get caught, and he believes he has to kill people to keep the wall red. Otherwise, the monsters on the other side will come and get him. Advertising.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. No, I think that as long as you are, like watching that, right? You're not completely hands off of your son. You're actually watching him express his fondness for blood and knives. I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, I don't think my son's an evil person just yet. I haven't taught him that part. I'll get to it, I'm sure.
I mean,
he doesn't know morality yet. He knows consequences. He just learned the word consequences, and he actually knows that if he does something wrong, what's the consequence? So he has to whatever punishment, he knows the term. He doesn't know punishment yet or grounded, but he understands what consequences. So he's learning that word that, like, okay, I did something wrong. This is the payoff. This is what I need to do because I fucked up. I have seen an artist that does all his art in blood. I've seen art in blood, I think. I've actually done it. I do have a music video where I actually grab that fall off the wall. That sucks. All right. I have a music video where I actually grab a razor blade and cut the word freak on let's go someone's back. And it's like bleeding the word freak, and it's like zoomed in. That's video footage I own. I like that video guy sent me all the footage. I made a music video later on, but there's actual footage of me cutting the word freak on someone's back
That's awesome.
with blood and everything.
On someone's back.
Yeah, and it's not the last person I did that on. I know, she's smiling in the room.
Someone.
Someone, yeah. Was it History Channel? One of the real. I don't know. Well, thank you for participating. Thank you, Red Wolf 326, for joining the conversation. This is the first person in what is that, Twitch?
Yeah, that's
Commenting?
Twitch.
He's the first person on Twitch to put a comment. Everything here is pretty much Facebook and YouTube. I see Amanda over here listening. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Yeah, thank you guys very
This
much.
is a very
It's
a good show. I mean, we're having a pretty good episode. Just the fact that we had a Mormon here, and I was,
Mormon. That was really weird.
I was certain this was gonna be disappointing, and he goes like, "Nah, I'm no longer a part of the Mormon Church. I'm done with that shit."
I would be more fascinated if he said that.
After
I would be
8
really
years,
happy
you
with
know,
that.
like it's been a long time since we actually hung out and had a conversation. I was legitimately thinking, he bailed on the church like I did in Catholic Church, or you did on the Protestant. What was it? What do you?
Baptists.
Baptist. Most people our age kind of bailed on their religion.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of our friends. So I expected him to legitimately. I left. He didn't.
No.
He's still.
He said,
and he's very, very valiantly defending it against reason.
I think there is some sort of slippage there. I think things are a little bit rough. To be fair, there's a lot of stuff around him that, doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He mentioned he didn't want to talk about sexuality, but he did mention that he's not poly as we are, but as he is single, he's not attached to any one female.
Mm-hmm.
So he's allowed to have sex with whoever he feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that interesting because I've brought this subject before where monogamous people, which I wouldn't say they're not monogamous, as long as they're not in a relationship, they can have sex with anyone that they feel like, anyone they go on a date with. They might have sex with them that night. Is that not a poly perspective?
I don't know.
Because
So you have a cousin who's tried about all religions. She's on Mormon now. Smack's cousin. Mormonism, so long as they don't go on a mission, you're fine. Like, Mormonism...
Which the Mormon we had in the show has been in missions in Costa Rica.
He basically kind of agreed that, like, missions suck. Don't...
Yeah, he wasn't proud of it.
Yeah, if your cousin's like, I'm going to go on a mission, that's when you smack him upside the head.
I need to bring up the fact that I actually do have a cousin in, I believe, Spain currently, trying to become a Catholic pastor. Trying to become a priest.
Trying to go up that totem pole?
A bona fide priest, yes.
Damn.
And he's currently in Spain, like in classes to become that. And it's a very mixed feeling for me because the dude's pursuing something really far. I wouldn't go to Spain to pursue my career goal. You know what I mean? That's far. And that's he's abandoning his entire lifestyle to start over somewhere else, and he's doing this weird shit. But at the same time, we're talking. Yeah, no, he can't. So at the same time, dude's a Catholic idiot. He's wrong.
Yeah.
Right. He believes all this shit the Pope says, and the whole no purgatory because they voted on it, and
yeah, we don't need a purgatory.
Homosexuality is a sin, and atheism is a sin. So he must. And I've talked to the dude. He respects me. We're cousins. He respects me. I don't get that. That seems against his own religion.
I mean, you are a dirty non-believer.
I definitely am. Dirty, kinky, not what do you call it? Not religious, not Catholic, atheist, infidel.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things to call you.
There's so many things that I would say most Catholic religion people would definitely disagree with me.
Deus Vult.
I have put it in girls' butts. That's also
that
wrong.
is heresy.
I wear condoms sometimes.
Heresy.
That's also heresy. I criticize the shit out of the Holy Ghost because
heresy.
Fuck that dude.
Yep.
So it's I don't know. It's fascinating, but I have a cousin that follows his religion that respects me highly because I'm older than him. I've always been his older cousin who's smarter than him. So it's weird to me that I know this dude. I have him on fucking Facebook.
See if we can get him on the podcast.
There's no way. First of all, I don't think he speaks English to begin with. So that's probably a flaw in his belief, I think. If he understood English, he might understand more ideas that disagree with his beliefs.
I mean, maybe, but
Could
I
be
mean,
wrong. I don't know. I wonder if language has something. I know Mexico is by and large Catholic as fuck. And it's weird to me that a whole country could be one religion.
yeah, Vatican City is a country.
No, it's not. It's a city.
Yes, it is. It is a country.
That's also weird. Okay.
It is one of the smallest countries in the world. It might be the smallest country in the world, but no, Vatican City is a country. It's its own country. And you can thank World War II for that.
By the way, I started the timer late, so we're actually already on 1:18, so it's probably time to call it a night here.
Okay, well,
It has been...
thank you. Yes,
We
it
did-
is its own country.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yep.
Fascinating. But we definitely did run out of time tonight.
Yes.
It was an amazing conversation with the Mormon here.
Yeah, we'll have it uploaded. We'll have it uploaded.
It will
and
be on
watch them.
Pornhub.
It will also be on Pornhub.
It will be on iTunes and Google Podcasts. So thank you guys so much for listening to us. Follow us on... We don't have an Instagram.
No, we don't have an
Or
Instagram.
Facebook or anything like that.
I mean, if we had an Instagram, it would basically just be your Instagram. Because
Well, I mean, I'll be posting like selfies from the studio and shit like that.
I mean, we could
It'll
do
be
that.
an interesting,
I could do that.
Just so we have like a social presence and
We should get an Instagram. That's on you.
for sure.
I did Pornhub. I did Pornhub.
Yeah, he made the Pornhub page, so that's all we needed for the night. But thank you guys for listening. Anything, if you guys want us to talk about a particular subject that we haven't covered yet,
Next week is the living sex dolls. I promise.
yeah, we need to talk about that.
Promise.
Can we
next
get
time.
footage? We do footage of that. Have you done it?
No, I've never done it.
I'm very curious.
I've never
That
done
sounds
it.
very
I have
interesting.
wanted to get into rubber stuff, but like, I haven't been able to.
Yeah, I definitely need to talk about that. But yeah, so if you want to leave a message for us to kind of talk about in the next part, freakingdeviant@gmail.com. Also join us. We try to be live every Wednesday or Thursday night.
It's getting a little rough for me.
It's very difficult to arrange
I'm
this
sorry.
properly and have a schedule. But it's whenever he has the free time to do it. And we don't owe you shit. This is a free podcast.
We don't know you should
This
know.
is a free podcast. I'm sorry if we can't keep a schedule or anything that's predictable in a way that you can listen to us live. But if you do listen to us live, thank you very much for paying attention. Thank you for just keeping an eye on us. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube and on freakingdeviant.com. What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Am I making you
Keep going.
embarrassed?
What? No.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to us. Life is chaos.
Nothing is sacred.
Good night, everybody.
Fucked in a stadium of people with my ass showing. I'm not gonna get embarrassed.